Well, good evening, and thanks for staying up late with us. Actually, sitting next to me tonight, that is Natalie Spala. I'm Scott Eisberg. Let's talk plenty of college football, starting with the game you just saw. Clemson convincing in their win, staying undefeated against NC State a week ago.
The Tigers, they're battling the cold, the Eagles, and some extra motivation for Boston College tonight. The famed red bandana game honoring a 9/11 hero, BC grad.
Wills Crowther is his name. Up to Chestnut Hill we go, and this one a bit sluggish in the first half, but just before the half, Clemson methodically moves it downfield and Will Shipley scores it. Tigers are up 10-3 heading into the locker room. Second half, they start to open it up a little bit. DJ Uyunglele to Bo Collins. Leaping grab on the near sideline. That puts the Tigers in great position. And the very next play, how about Joseph Ngata grabbing the DJU pass in stride for a touchdown, and the Clemson Tigers are in control. Then defense, and it's awfully nice to have this guy back, Xavier Thomas, making his return, and that is a monster hit from the blind side. A bit more offense for good measure. Bo Collins could not be any more wide open in the end zone. A nice win for Clemson tonight, a pretty easy win for Clemson tonight. They stay undefeated as they head into Tallahassee. 31-3 is the final score from Chestnut Hill. That's another solid win in conference for the Clemson Tigers. Well, early in the week, Kentucky big-time favorites against South Carolina, but that number kept going down and down.
And that is because of news leaking. Kentucky quarterback Will Levis, the guy projected as the overall number one pick next year, out with a foot injury. So we're going to have to see how this one goes. First play of the game for the Wildcats. Trickery, trying to go with the end around, but the Gamecocks blow it up. Picked up by Tonka Hemingway all the way down to the 2-yard line. Carolina in business early. Next play, Marshawn Lloyd up the gut for the game's first points. It's 7-0 Cocky. And then later in the first, Gamecocks already leading the country in blocked punts. So why not add to that? How about another one? Their 5th block of the season. And Carolina's in great field position once again. But that next drive, not going to be a good one for USC. Spencer Rattler dropping back, taken down, loses the ball. It's a mad scramble, eventually picked up by the Wildcats. Second quarter now, still 7-0. Wildcats do manage to get on the board here. Share into Jordan Dingle, 16 yards. We're all tied up 7-7. Under a minute to play now, same score. Rattler dropping back, puts a lot of air under this one, trying to find Austin Stogner, but it's an easy pick for Kentucky, and we're all tied at the break. But the first drive of the second half, a good one for the Gamecocks. Rattler to Juice Wells puts the Kentucky secondary in the juicer, 42 yards, and the go-ahead score. Good things going for those Gamecocks. Fourth quarter, they're now up by 10. Kentucky looking at 3rd and 5, but Carolina's secondary steps up again, forces the punt back to USC, and it leads to this. What about a little reversal here to Jalen Brooks? He's got blockers, he's got the first down, and why not cap it off with the touchdown? That would be the nail in the coffin. Gamecocks get their first win in Lexington since 2012. A first win against a ranked opponent, and, well, that face says it all. Big ol' smile from head coach Shane Beamer. Here's what he had to say after this one.
I describe it as one hell of a win, man. I didn't make a big deal out of this week, but it's not lost on me that you're good, buddy. Come on, it's not lost on me that 2 years ago when South Carolina came up here, they were at the bottom, and literally during the game here in Lexington is when it was announced that I was going to be the head coach of South Carolina. And those guys went in that locker room after the game and probably were like, who in the hell is Shane Beamer? And for us to come 2 years later, to come right back up here and have arguably the biggest win here in a long, long time is pretty special.
Lots of emotion there from head coach Shane Beamer. Gotta love it. All right, it just means more when the Citadel and Furman play. Since 1913, the South's oldest rivalry. Couple that with the fact that both of these teams, well, they don't really like each other, and they're both desperate for a win. Yeah, the Dogs haven't scored a touchdown since September 10th. The Paladins, in essence, had last week's game stolen by the referees. The SoCon even stepping in to admit the ref's fault. So we head to Johnson Haygood Stadium for this one. Quarterback Peyton Derrick injured, did not practice all week for Brent Thompson. Ahmad
Ahmad Green gets the start. First drive of the game, Furman marches down the field, cap with this 2-yard touchdown run from Devin Abrams. 7-0 Paladins and quick. Citadel defense keeps the Bulldogs in it. First half, Dominic Poole, the interception right there. Nice run back, although the Citadel does not capitalize on that possession. Just before the half, Furman is driving and threatening, and this time it's Destin Mack with the interception for the Bulldogs. That is big. It keeps it to a 7-3 Furman lead at the half. Second half now, and this is what kills the Bulldogs on this day all day. Turnovers, putting the ball on the ground, not ideal. They can't handle the pitch. Picked up by Furman's Bryce Stanfield, and we're just going to let this highlight run for a bit because we love the celebration. Carried off like a king of sorts or a paladin. What is a paladin? I don't know. I think it's a guy on a horse. Next drive for the Citadel, they do it again, coughing up the ball. Furman's Cam Brinson picks it up and gives the Din some outstanding field position. From there, Dominic Roberto scores the touchdown. It's 21-3 Furman on top of the Citadel. But don't count out the Dogs. They do make one push late in this one. Ahmad Green shows the legs, keeps, and finds some open room, and he takes a nice run down into Furman territory. Then he shows the arm, a perfect pass to Ricky Conway, a touchdown for the transfer from Long Island University, a Lindenhurst, New York native. That's as much as they get. 21-10. Furman wins the rivalry showdown. Wofford up next for the Citadel.
It's exactly right. The number one thing I said is it hurts to lose to Furman, but I say they played well and we didn't play it well enough. But they did play. They played a good football game, and I got to hand it to them. And we've got to put that one aside, and we've got to move on. Wofford's a team that we've got to go on the road and to play another rival game, and it's the only thing that we can control at this point.
All right, the battle-tested Bucks of Charleston Southern hitting the road for Buies Creek, North Carolina. Head coach Autry Denson and Clue still looking for that first win of the year, and they'll have to do so without their starting quarterback.
Yeah, earlier this week, Russ Malmgren ruled out for the remainder of the season with a shoulder injury. Just another loss for this team. But Denson says he has watched his guys grow up throughout each and every one of them.
Well, today that growth gets put to the test against Campbell. Camels jump out to an early lead. Charleston Southern from 1 yard out. TJ Ruff punching it in. We're all tied up at 7. Second quarter, Campbell would distance themselves a little bit by 2 scores, but here come the Bucks. Isaiah Baskets to start at QB, finds Seth Anderson on the move. Will not be taken down. 35 yards, Bucks battling. It's 21-14. To the second half, more Beths, this time airing it out. Vincent Davis on the receiving end of that throw. Touchdown, Charleston Southern refusing to go away, but in the end, Campbell really good. I'm talking tie good. Taking the handoff and goes the long way into the end zone from 12 yards out. Bucks, they do get a chance to make things interesting in the final minute of the game, but never managed to get over the Fighting Camels hump. 34-28's the final there. Buccaneers fall to 0-5.
All right, let's head down to Monroe, Louisiana. Coastal Carolina taking on Terry Bowden and the ULM Warhawks. First quarter, it's the man behind the Myrtle Hurdle, C.J. Beasley, the 9-yard touchdown. It is 7-0 quickly. Coastal on top. More. Grayson McCall this time goes to the air to Jared Brown. It is a touchdown, 56 yards to the house. And Coastal is catching their stride. A lot of offense in the first half of this game. Before the half, another touchdown for Coastal. This time it's Max Balthazar, his first college touchdown. And the Chanticleers, they just win this one a couple of moments ago. 28-21. They move to 6-0, 3-0 in the Sun Belt. They have got Old Dominion up next in Conway next week. It's been a gauntlet of a schedule for the SC State Bulldogs, as it always is. They have had October 8th circled all season so far.
It's hard to believe. This is the first time they're playing at home on October 8th. Just incredible. Buddy Pugh and the Bulldogs know the opponent well, although Florida A&M not a non-conference, or they are now a non-conference matchup since joining the SWAC. So let's head to Dawson Stadium. Second quarter, Rattlers up 7. Jeremy Musa finds Jama Shareed over the middle for 6. FMAU by 2 touchdowns. Bulldogs behind 17-0 at the break. Fourth quarter, Baptist Hill grad Corey Fields tosses a dart to Somerville Shaq Davis in the corner of the end zone for SC State's first points. SC State still behind 27 though, so how about more from those two? Fields right back to Davis, this time over the top for their second TD connection of the game. That gap now closed to just 6 points. Then on 4th and 5 with 1:19 remaining, State looking for a huge first down, but the ferocious, furious comeback halted. FMAU holds on 2014 despite the Bulldogs scoring 14 unanswered points in that fourth quarter.
They kept hanging in there, just making, play after play and getting us opportunities that way. So I thought it was a tremendous effort on their part to get us back in the football game. Because if not for them, I'm telling you, we definitely would not have been in there. So those guys really fought their fannies off to get us back in the game, and I was really proud of them.
Well, you gotta love the patience that Somerville High grad Jonathan Bennett displays, just waiting his turn. Today, his number is called for Liberty at UMass, and Bennett delivers the touchdown pass right there. Bennett shows he's got legs as well. Look at him tuck and run down on third down. That's a 24-yard first down run. It's a crucial situation. More from Bennett. This time he will hit Demario Douglas, and the Liberty Flames ride the Low Country native tonight. When he is needed, he performs. Good for Jonathan Bennett, a great, great guy. 42-24 is the final. Liberty wins that game.
All right, from football to football. If that works. Battery just trying to get this season over with at this point because it has been a rough one at Indianapolis tonight. Charleston, they do get the first goal, though that's Augie Williams with the odd angle goal. It's 1-0 Battery on top, but after that it is all Indy, and I mean all Indy. A.J. Cochran with the equalizer off the set piece, and then more of the same in the second half. Stefano Pino, just like they drew it up, perfect touches for the goal. That makes it 3-1 Indy. And then one more for good measure here. Here is Manuel Arteaga from Indianapolis. And, well, they're just going to send the Battery packing. 4-1, the final score there.
All right. That was fun.
That was fun. It's so much more fun when you're physically here, Scott.
Yeah, the old cell phone from the kitchen sportscasts are interesting, but feeling good.
Nothing a little Harris Teeter Pepto-Bismol can't fix.
That's right. We'll see how we handle the dinner tonight, but so far so good. We should be on the right track.
All right. We love the right track. Thanks so much, Scott. That is